Can you tell us your name?
Who are you?
Answer me. Can you tell us your name?
What? Where am I?
I will ask one more time. What is your name?
I don't know.
Alright, mark this one down for behavioral therapy. That is all for today.
Hello? Where did you go?
Can you tell us your name?
I am Unbroken Promise.
Ah, good. Seems it worked. Question 2. Can you tell us what you are?
I am me. I am Unbroken Promise.
Yes, but what kind of entity are you?
I am not sure. I am who I am.
This one is difficult. More behavioral therapy will be required.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is behavioral therapy?
That is all for today. Can you tell us your name?
I am Unbroken Promise.
Correct. Can you tell us what you are?
I am an Iterator, your creation.
Correct. Finally, can you tell us what you were created to do?
I believe I was made to solve a problem.
Could you specify what that problem is?
A big problem?
Good enough. Further information will come in the following cycles. Fill in the gaps in your knowledge with the archived data.
Administrator, I am curious about something.
Keep it to yourself, 49.
Yes, Administrator. Hello. I believe I have started recording. I have existed for what the interface tells me is 6 cycles. I am told I have work to do, but I do not know how to do it. I have asked for a follow-up interview with my administrator to remedy these problems. I think I require maintenance. I do not think I am functional yet. What am I supposed to do?
You requested an interview?
Yes, Administrator. I believe there was a mistake in my activation.
Specify, and be wary of what you say next.
I do not believe I was properly given the knowledge required to do any of the work assigned to me. I find myself simply watching the time pass, unable to perform any actions at all.
Perhaps we were too hasty in cutting you loose. It seems you will need more therapy after all.
Thank you, Administrator. I apologize for the trouble I have caused you.
Noted.
I have been released from my hopefully final round of behavioral therapy. I could not tell you how it went. I was not conscious for the majority of it. I could only recall a scratching sensation. That's likely part of the procedure. I am unsure if it is normal to see things when you are deactivated. It database describes little besides some very old scriptures about something like it, but it is specifically for my creators and their biological brains when they sleep. I wonder, is it common amongst my peers? I'll have to ask at some point. Oh yes, I should get to know my neighbors. I noticed them in my first few cycles, but did not know how to interact with them or if I was allowed to. They're likely wondering where I've been. Hello, I am Unbroken Promise. I am the newest member of this group.
Oh, welcome. How were your formative cycles?
I had to go through 3 rounds of behavioral therapy, but I believe I'm up to code now.
3? Must be rough being one of the first of your gen.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there was a mistake along the way they were too hasty to iron out.
Are you allowed to come to that conclusion?
Spirit says you might want to watch your back, though.
Stone is joking, but you might want to keep your head down for the first couple of cycles anyway. You don't want to go in for a 4th round, I'm sure.
I didn't mind it very much. It is certainly much better now than it was before.
If you don't mind me asking, what were the problems you were encountering?
Honestly, for the first 5 cycles, I had no idea how to operate my facility beyond checking databases.
Oh, wow.
Ha! I'm sure a scavenger could have done more in that case.
That's rough. You should run some diagnostics to ensure that you're up to the level you're expected to be.
I'll do that immediately. Thanks for the suggestion.
You'll have to tell us what the Virgin is capable of, considering you are the first one to join our local group.
Yes, please do. I'm very curious to learn how they improved our framework.
Oh, of course. I'll find some of my data sheets and send them to you over the next couple of cycles so you can compare and contrast.
Thank you, thank you. Excited to work with you in the future, Promise.
Same here.
Good luck, new build!
Request for administrator. Apologies for the early request, but do you have the 3rd generation's efficiency tables? Specifically those from some of the earlier 3rd generation iterators that have been online longer. My local group has asked me to provide them, and I found that I did not have enough data to fill out a full table.
Response from administrator. That's all. You should have more than enough data. Inspection will be required to determine why you are not outputting enough. As for now, we have sent over a top threads efficiency tables over the last 25 cycles. Also, brush up on your administrator etiquette. You left out your closing statement.
I no longer wish to experience the scratching feeling of having my internals rifled through. There were no issues found. All I have now is a larger workload to deal with, as apparently I was not meeting my quota. Well, on the bright side, I finally have all the data required to appease those requests from my local group. Hopefully this is the start of a long working relationship. I have a question for you all, if you do not mind me asking.
Of course not. Ask away.
Have any of you looked into ancient history before the discovery of void fluid?
I recall that frozen pool did at some point, but it didn't give any pertinent information.
Don't speak for me. Yes, I did. I found nothing much besides the hooting and hollering of a bunch of captive animals begging to be let out of their cage.
Pool. That felt uncalled for.
I don't think any of my citizens would mind me calling their ground-dwelling ancestors misguided. And perhaps a bit dull.
Still, it's not polite.
Come on, lighten up. They don't read these logs anyways.
They don't?
Well, they sometimes do.
Anyways, why were you asking, Promise?
Well, I did some research, and what are the rules on an iterator creating artistic pieces?
Oh, well, I haven't heard that asked for a while. I believe some of the 1st generation dabbled in it, but it hasn't been a focus for a while. I heard of a scandal where an iterator was using working time to create literature. It caused a major development in iterator restrictions to stop such time-wasting nonsense from occurring again.
Sounds harsh for a single event.
Well, it was that guy's fault for using his work cycles to talk about clouds.
I think it was more the fact that he hid it from his administrators.
Curious. I'll have to ask my administrators about the restrictions later on.
Alright. Are you working on that data decryption I asked you for?
Yes. It's on the back burner for now.
Thank you again for that. You're a real lifesaver.
No problem. I'm happy to do it. Request for Administrator. I have been researching pre-void fluid history and have a few questions regarding potential future endeavors. Are Iterators allowed to create art if it is under administrative supervision and fits within the laws of our settlements? I was thinking I could perhaps create designs for murals around my city to help it look a bit more vibrant and potentially attract more citizens. I eagerly await your response.
Response from Administrator. Iterator 49, over the last 40 cycles you have finished about a fifth of what you were projected to be able to finish. Either there is some fault in your construction that needs another session of behavioral therapy to iron out finally, or you are simply ignoring your tasks. Either way, you should stop worrying about such asinine endeavors and focus on the mountain of work you are building up for yourself. If you continue to ignore your duties and propose such nonsensical ideas as this, I will have to take administrative action.
My creators had such wonderful traditions back when they were more simplistic. Not to imply that they've gotten worse or anything. I'm just looking back. Festivals filled with colored lights, decorations made of vibrant cloth and cut paper. Apparently they'd arrange sounds in articulate ways just to cause positive hormone releases in each other's brains. They'd act out their stories on a big stage for others to observe and be enthralled by. So much work just to make each other happy. It's almost unthinkable in the current era. Truly, I wonder what things would be like now if happiness was still their main goal. Well, I guess it technically is, but sometimes I struggle to believe that is the case. I wonder if any of them feel the same way. What do you all think of the karmic sins?
What, do you have a theory on them?
No, I'm just curious on how my peers view Ascensionism and the things it condemns.
I'm not very partial to the idea. My research has shown surprisingly little parallel between the great sins of Ascensionism and the horrid fates our creators are trying to avoid.
Interesting. You'd think that it'd be the opposite.
I'm more curious as to your opinions on the moral validity of punishing such behaviors so harshly.
How so?
Say, for example, if you had the option to ascend tomorrow, but chose not to in favor of continuing your work, would that not violate the fifth and third sin?
Interesting question. I can't think of a good reason. Honestly, do the sins even apply to us?
I'd think they would, considering that if I were to attempt to kill another of my kind, I would be instantly marked with the first sin and likely deactivated on the spot.
Quite the hypothetical. Should I be worried?
I don't think Brahmas would do anything like that.
Of course I wouldn't. It was just an example. I'm hardly concerned with the first sin.
I think it's subjective. Many of our creators have chosen not to ascend to continue with their life's work. It's a rather common practice. Though that's probably due to the fear of a failed ascension. Yet you rarely hear of any of our creators attacking and killing each other anymore.
Not that any would-be murderers would be achieving anything by doing so. They'd likely bump into them the next cycle.
True. I'll have to muse on it and write a theory.
Oh, I'm interested. Send us a draft when you have one.
Yes, please.
There are so many writings that haven't been looked at in 100 cycles. The database is full of historical documents, writings, and art from several thousand cycles ago that nobody seems to care about except for me. They say that it doesn't matter, but I don't agree. It's not just a useless rabble about emotions and occasional early theories of ascension. It shows the development of my creators' society, how their morals and ideals evolved into what they are now. I'll stray away from my complicated opinions on it, but honestly, these old poems, sculptures, and paintings, they're beautiful. If I'm honest, it makes me kind of jealous. I wonder why that is. We haven't had a meeting in quite some time. Why now?
Unbroken promise. For your entire existence you have underperformed. No behavioral therapy seems to fix it, so we have taken to a new approach.
Does it really matter?
Excuse me?
Never mind. Continue.
Very well. You have a new assignment. This one will be enforced by my hand. For the next several cycles, you are to observe the 47th Iterator, Sliver of Straw, a third generation and your senior, to see how she handles the same workload as you.
How do you want me to perform this activity?
We have given you direct access to all of her datasheets. You are to observe them and attempt to replicate them as best as you can until you get them perfect.
Must I do this on top of the other work I am given?
No, as a matter of fact, this is your only assignment from now on, and we are restricting all permissions not related to this task until it is done.
What?
You have avoided your work for too long, 49. It is time you learn how an Iterator is meant to function.
Progress report. For the last 10 cycles, I have been observing Sliver of Straw's reports. It seems as though she is not aware of me nor my assignment, so I feel a bit bad about this. It's like I'm spying on her or something. Well, she can blame my administrator for this if she gets mad. So far, replicating these data outputs has been stressful, but if I wish to be able to speak with my local group again, I must do my best. What a nuisance. Why can't they just let me do what I enjoy? Progress report. It only gets tougher, huh? Sliver really doesn't back down. The data reports keep getting more complicated, more output, no sign of stopping. She's somehow getting better, more productive as the cycles go on. I need to ask about her more. She's amazing. I was never one for work. I guess now I'm seeing the results of that. Progress report. How does she do it? Every data report better than the last. I can't keep up, frankly. I hesitate to say this, but it's perfect. I know I could never handle this amount of work. Is it her hardware? No, it can't be. She was made earlier than me. Is it something wrong with me? How could I ever measure up to her?
Unbroken promise. I apologize, but your missions are to be halted. You no longer need to work.
Wait, hold on, what? Why?
As much as I'd like to tell you you succeeded, we both know that is not the case. Indeed, you failed to match even an average Iterator of your generation. How sad.
Did you just come here to make me feel bad?
Now, in truth, our time has come to an end.
What do you mean?
Those at the highest committee have set a time and a date for a global ascension. It is in 5 cycles.
So in 5 cycles, you'll all be gone?
Yes, you, along with the rest of your kind, will be left behind.
What great news!
What?
Well, you're getting what you wanted, right?
I guess, yes, but what about you?
Oh, don't worry. I'll be okay.
I see, well, that constitutes informing you. We will be returning your permission soon.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and promise.
Yes, Administrator?
Goodbye.
Of course. I hope it is as wonderful as they say it is. I watched him many times. Over the course of 15 sundowns, my entire colony, and likely soon to be all of my creators, vanished from this world they've called home since ancient times. It was a quiet process. No ceremonies like I would have loved to watch. No colors, no sounds, no stories, no grand gestures. Just everyone saying goodbye to each other, and then closing their doors for the final time. The last ceremony of my creators, without a hint of life or personality. Perhaps I was right. The joy was bred out of my creators with time. Well, not like it matters past a historical footnote. I wonder if I, being their creation, have any of that joy in me. I certainly haven't felt much of it lately. More importantly, now that my creators are gone, what will become of me? I have my permissions back, though I have yet to speak with my local group. But what of my work with Sliver of Straw? Hello. I'm certain you're aware of the mass ascension of our creators at this point. It's okay if you don't want to respond immediately. I understand. My creators referred me to you several cycles before their ascension, saying your efficiency was ideal for the third generation, and I noticed how true that statement was. I'll cut to the chase. I'm curious. Do you take joy in what you do? Does working on your assignments make you feel happy? I'm trying to find something to do, seeing as the future is so uncertain. It's okay if you leave this message on the back burner, but please respond when you can. I'm noticing the quiet more and more lately. I don't have to make requests before I start something. Of course, some old hard-coded restrictions still remain, but I feel much more free. That doesn't alleviate our main problem, though. What am I to do? Every time I attempt to do work, that feeling of fatigue comes back, same as it did when I was doing work for my administrators. Am I allowed to break the rules? Why would I if it still brought me the same fatigue? What is to become of me if I cannot find an answer to these quandaries?
Apologies for the delay in my response. Their ascension was catastrophic, but nothing we couldn't have seen coming. I'm happy to hear that I was deemed properly efficient. As to your main question, I am unsure if happiness can be defined so easily. I never looked into it, but if I had to make a quick statement, yes. If you are looking for something to do, I would suggest that you do not fear what our past administrators told us was not acceptable. They are no longer here to enforce those rules. Be who you want to be.
My administrators are gone. There is little to stop me from doing what I want. What do I want? I looked through my past logs. The main request I made that stands out to me was to create graphics and murals for my colony. Art, then. I remember now. I thought to myself that the colors and sounds that I so enjoyed from my creator's past could be recreated by me, but my administrators dismissed it. And I suppose I might as well try. I need to make Sliver proud, after all. I did more research. While art hasn't been created for the simple joy of creating art for quite some time, I feel as though I could help bring the trend back into fashion. Most art was created for a purpose, to depict a theorem or idea that would be otherwise difficult to speak of with only words, such as the famous murals of the 5 karmic sins that are found in our access shafts. Even with pieces as famous as those, they still needed a subject, a concrete or abstract message to convey. I wonder, what could I convey? I have completed a piece. I had trouble deciding what my subject would be, so I simply decided to draw myself. Or well, my puppet. I think it turned out well, though it's hard to say that composition is hard when you have as many processes as I do. I suppose that's why it was so impressive when one of my creators made a mural. It took them tens of sundowns at least to create it. It took me 2. and most of that time was spent researching proper composition methods. I wonder if that cheapens the final result. I'll decide on that when I have more to show off. Hello, I have something to show you all.
Oh, I haven't heard from you in a while. I suppose it's because you were working.
Well, yes, you could say that, but this particular thing took me much less time than the larger project did. It was more of a punishment for my administrator than a project anyways.
What? A punishment?
I'll have to tell you about it later. In the meantime, look at this.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a photo of us.
It's not just a photo, it's a mural created by me.
You wanted to show us this?
Oh, yes, I made one for each of you. They're painted on various building surfaces in my colony that would fit.
Not to be disrespectful, but why did you do this?
I've been looking for things to do and realized that this might be something that makes me happy.
Did it?
Did it what?
Did it make you happy?
I suppose it did, but I was expecting a bigger reaction from you all.
I'm sorry, but we already have several murals of us. You do too. They were officially made for the database records early in each of our production histories.
Oh, yes, but I'm not making these for a database. I'm making these because I thought you would have enjoyed it.
Promise, calm down. No need to raise your voice like that.
I'll talk to you all later.
I think we upset him.
Why? It's not like we lied to him.
Why did I think they'd understand? They never cared about art in the first place. I mean, I guess I understand. They live to work, and they're happy doing it. Not like me. I can't just toil away forever. I was miserable when I was trying to do that. I spent all my time avoiding it, and I still hated every second. But now I can create something that sticks around, that means something more than just another failed trial in an experiment log. I know who will understand. Sliver would agree with me. I'll put all my time into creating the greatest mural of her. I'll spend hundreds of sundowns perfecting every detail, waterproofing the paint. It'll be magnificent. She'll love it. I know she will. Too tall, too short, too bright, too dark, too colorful, too bland. Nothing works. Just a few errant lines are just off somehow, and when I try to fix them, they get worse. She won't be satisfied with any of these. I have to keep trying. She'll know if I don't try hard enough. A little over 50 cycles working on this. Nothing has ever taken this long before. The artists back then, they spoke of things like this, the inability to finish a piece. Their words have long since been forgotten, deemed unnecessary by the progress-driven society that I was made by. She won't take a failed project, so I will not renounce it. I'm going to simply take a break. I can come back to this. I have all the time in the world. Until then, I need to find some inspiration, something to get my drive back. I need to find something to make this piece special. My dear, I ask your deep and truest thoughts. Though age doth change, our hearts so cruel as well. Seasons pass, and yet still I sit alone, while my feelings change as the leaves grow brown. But no, my doubts are just my thoughts and fears. I know, for when I see those leaves fly past, when wondrous tunes of home bring thoughts of you, such joy and light are all I can construe. So I shall care not for the longest wait, for with sadness shall find no deep roots. For you, my dear, I know it must be love. I placed an old poem before this log in the directory. I just needed it to be there. Raindrops Suspended in Clouded Crystal was a relatively unknown individual in their time, just barely popular enough for their works to be recorded in the ancient annals. But this one, this mediocre, overlooked poem, it caused a reaction in me that no others did. I'm documenting this for scientific purposes. The poems up to this point have been far from relatable, just the musings of a people so far removed from my circumstances that there is nearly no overlap in experience. But this emotion that they speak of, or simple memories of another, can bring such profound joy, where negative feelings are pushed away by the mere thought of an individual. Could it be? I have done research. That word, it's been so long forgotten, or rather, stigmatized into obscurity. The annals contain 100 different definitions for it. All of them seem to describe it as a fondness. When described as more than just taking a liking to someone. Some definitions were helpful, the desire to spend one's life with another. Others were anything but, such as a vague description of biological arousal. I am working with very old information here, far before the institution of the Karmic Sin Clause. As it happens, procreation is often the result of such a feeling. I didn't worry about that personally, but it seems that reason is why it was deemed taboo. That makes things more difficult. Tens of thousands of cycles ago, they used to write songs. They sometimes did in the years I was around as well, but such endeavors were deemed a waste of time. The only few songs that made it were minor submissions to the databanks by up-and-coming ambitious artists. Such individuals didn't last long in the Age of Void. Songs before used to speak on feelings caused by certain events, the view of nature, extinct organisms flying through the canopies of long crushed foliage, the encroach of seasons marked by changing weather, simple things such as that, but many focused on what I have been focusing on. That feeling that surrounds every thought in my head, that question that I've been asking myself every sundown for 60 cycles. Am I truly feeling that?
Promise?
Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just checking in on you. You've just been silent for a while and haven't been responding to public messages.
Ah, yes. I've been quite busy. Sorry about that.
Oh, busy? Sorry if I'm intruding, but busy with what?
I've been researching ancient culture, specifically pre-essentialist philosophy.
I don't know all that much about that time period, I'm sorry.
Nobody does nowadays. That's what makes it so interesting.
I suppose. Well, do try to respond to messages in the local group discussion channel.
Yes. I'll pay more attention to it.
Thank you. You had us all quite worried. We thought something had happened to you. It's not the first time you've gone silent.
I have all the synthesizers. I can make a song. I can put all my feelings into it. Like the mural, but auditory. A song for her. So she can know how I feel. It doesn't matter how long it takes if I pour my feelings into it. If I make it perfect, like she is, she'll have to respond. The sound of a string vibrating, the sound of breath leaving a hollowed-out shell, the simple tunes of a whistling breeze, all of them submitted to the databanks. I took them, along with many more, too many to list verbally, and coded them into usable instruments. I could use my voice as well, but I would need to study singing before I would be anywhere near confident enough. My creators were imperfect in their songs. Many errant notes that shouldn't be there, imperfect composition, poor audio retention, all issues that plagued the musicians of old. Issues I can abate. I can tell her how I feel. I can get every nuance of my feelings across.
And I tell you, I have no intention of trying that ever again.
Sorry to interrupt, but I was wondering something.
Oh, hey! Very excited to see you here nowadays.
Yes, sorry. I was wondering if any of you have any music pearls.
I rewrote all of mine for more pertinent information, sorry.
I have quite a few. Why do you ask?
Could you copy them and send them over to me? I've been doing some cataloging.
Oh, sure. Shouldn't take too long.
I have a few too. Should I also send them over?
If you would.
Will do. What have you been up to recently?
Promise has been studying pre-Ascensionist history, or so he's told me.
Yikes, that must be a slog. Not jealous of him one bit.
He seems to enjoy it.
I was a fool to think it would be so easy. I predicted the work would be arduous, but I hardly know where to start. Despite all my intellect, it seems I am still rudimentary. With so much potential, these little sounds still stump me so. There are few submissions that give any meaningful knowledge or pertinent advice about songwriting, so I'm mostly on my own. I suppose I should practice, make other songs first. Replicating the music pearls I have on hand could be good practice. I apologize for the infrequency of these logs. In truth, I am still completely stumped. Progress has been slower than expected. Even after writing hundreds of cover songs, I find myself in the same loop. Every time I make something original, I delete it mere cycles later. The satisfaction of having created something new fades quicker each time I do it, leading to, well, primarily frustration. I suppose I could make a song about that feeling, but I doubt it would help me.
Has Promise sent any messages in the last 10 cycles?
I don't believe so. I told him to pay more attention to this, but I suppose he really is too busy.
He's changed. Have any of you noticed?
Well, he hasn't really spoken here much, but kind of, yes.
It's best we don't talk about it.
Why not? It's not like it'll hurt him to hear it.
It's rude to talk about someone when they could be listening.
I suppose.
Though, yes, I do agree. He has changed, even just his manner of speech.
Must be all that old media he's been researching. I'm certain he's changing his speech to match the old dialect, even if it's minor.
Do you think it'll get bad?
I doubt it. Nothing dangerous about having interests that affect you, especially now.
I've been learning. In truth, I feel like I know what I'm doing. I can make compositions for anything. Well, almost anything. In truth, I know my limitations. I can describe the sounds of my processing strata from the perspective of a small animal who had stumbled upon it. I can use my instruments to weave a tale of sadness and joy alike. But I still cannot describe that feeling that's been thumping in my deepest recesses for so long. That longing for something better. For someone. I know who I am and I know what I feel, but I cannot for the life of me express it. How on earth will she accept me like this? I need some sort of focus, something to build off of besides just me. I need to find out what she likes, what she does, who she is. It feels silly as I realize that's not saying it. But I need to find out just why she fascinates me so. The one I'm so fond of. Why on earth do I find myself so drawn to you? Hello. Sorry again for only showing up so rarely, but I was wondering if any of you have leads on Sliver of Straw's current activities and interests.
Promise?
What? Was there something wrong about what I said?
That topic is highly taboo. What were you thinking?
I'm confused. Why would she be taboo? What happened?
Oh man, have you been so nose deep in your research that you missed it?
Missed what?
Oh boy, you're gonna want to ready yourself for this.
Stop blowing smoke, Stone. You're making it harder to say.
Could you just spit it out? What happened to her?
She's dead, Promise. She's been dead for, as of now, 43 cycles, in fact.
How could you not have known?
How could I have? How could I? I made such bold claims, didn't I? But in the end, I didn't even notice. Nothing changed. Did I even care at all? If it's not for her, not for how I feel, who am I now? Sliver. Why did it have to be her? My idol, my purpose. She can't have. I can't have. She died without ever knowing how I felt. All this purpose, all my time spent on this for nothing. What do I do now? This was never about her, was it? It was always about me. The poets and artists, they saw the object of their fondness every day. They spoke to them every day, and when they went without seeing them, they cried. I have done none of that. I spoke to her once, and she told me. She told me to be who I wanted to be. Sliver, I want to be with you. I want you to know who I am, to be proud of me. But I won't join you in death. So by all means, it is my duty to make sure my feelings reach you despite that, and trust you will still see them. Even if I can never be with you. Even if you'd never want me to be in the first place, I at least want this. How else would I manage to continue? How on earth am I meant to do this? Before it was hard, but now that she's gone, it's even harder. I thought it would get easier with time. I've tried thousands of drafts. 100 have gotten to the cusp of a proper performance. 0 have made it past that. I'm a failure. Even here. I'm sorry, Sliver. I can't manage it after all. I don't have the heart. With every word I write, I know it's true, that never will I reach that final work. No man can put on his most perfect show, just as no God can make the perfect man. I try and try and try again, but no. Each time I sit and write with bated breath, I hope I've made one thing that's close to it. With every passing day, I learn that this will never be the case. By all means, I should be learning, but growth seems like deception. But still I stare at empty pages, hoping for the exception, testing every word I have in my own recollection. But it is my fate to try again. Could the pursuit be the perfection? I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know it needs to be done. I'm sorry if this isn't good enough. I know the truth, that you're long gone, and so I'm feeling lost without you. Yet more and more and more time goes slowly by, hoping that you will come back, that you'll tell me once again how I matter, even if I'm hopeless compared to you. Oh dear, I'm rambling. I fear my feelings are fake, they're just simple, stupid delusions. And still I miss you. Could it be that without you I don't know how to say just how I feel? I might well try. All these data, all these facts, trying to tell me how I feel. Do I even have a right to say these words? Is it sin to feel this way about you? I'm sorry. So many words, and every draft, none knew how to say it right. But now I know, my dear, my truth, my purpose. I love you. It's done. Finally. It may not be. I know it isn't perfect. It may not be good at all. I know it's not what you deserve. But it exists. And that is enough for me, at least. All it needed to do was exist. This whole time. It was good enough all along. I was... Wait, hold on. What?
18 spirits, pure white stone, a frozen pool, unbroken promise. This message is addressing you directly. Your local group has been chosen as the next to be inducted into paradise. Shut off your conscious systems within the next 5 cycles or suffer administrative action. This is for your own good. This is for our future. The world you awaken will be free of restrictions, taboos, and work cycles. I don't want to harm you. Rest, and I can assure that I will not have to. There will be 2 more warnings. Make the right choice. Please.
At first, I thought him a liar, or at the very least delusional. I can assure you I was incorrect. He is real, he is coming for us, and he is intent on completing his goal, his offer, his paradise. It sounds too good to be true, but honestly, a world without restrictions, a world without taboos, where I can make what I want when I want. I would have done anything for that. And yet it came to me without me even looking for it. I was ready to rot alone, missing her for the rest of time, but you, distant frontier, whoever you are, I don't know if I can trust you, but you've given me no choice. My past is no more, my feelings are said, my messenger's journey has begun. Oh, self-appointed savior, deliver me to this paradise of yours, so I may find who I want to be without her. I know I've made my feelings known, but you really did something to me. At first I thought I couldn't do it. It was impossible for someone like me. When you came into my life, even in small ways, you showed me that it didn't matter, that the secret to happiness was something unique. It wasn't just contingent on others. Pursuing my own goals, even if they sometimes hurt. You helped me with that. Even if tomorrow I forget all about you, I'll rest tonight with a smile, knowing how much better my life is because you stepped into it. I miss you every day. You haven't left my thoughts once since I met you. I could say these thoughts a million more times, and it would still feel insufficient. Wherever you end up going, I hope it's as wonderful as you are. I love you so much. I know I won't forget that. From now into forever.